Good morning, Victor Senior High. As you may know, it's Teacher Appreciation Week, and we're going to see what Victor has to say.
What teacher do you appreciate the most?
Mr. Poliat.
How come?
Because he's always in a good mood, even though he's not my teacher.
Mr. Roberts, because he's the best coach in the 5, so.
Mrs. Stoutenberg, because she listens to me complain about everything that I have to complain about.
Wow, that's so hard. Today I appreciate Mr. Hawkinson. Thank you so much for being my friend and for teaching me so much about the theater.
Mr. Slavny, because he's really nice and supports me in everything I do.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Alex, my boss, because, you know, she employs me. And without that, I wouldn't have a job.
Mrs. Mandel, because she puts a lot of thought into her students and always makes sure we understand everything we're learning.
Mr. Sean, he helps with math a lot and he's really good at it.
What teacher do you appreciate the most?
The technology department, because Mr. Poliat, Mr. Selvik, and Mr. Dennis, we share our rooms. They are always just kind, anxious to help if need be.
Well, she's an aide, Cheryl Kroll. She runs the coffee shop down here. She's always got a smile on her face, and she's always pleasant, and she does a great job with the kids that help her.
Probably Poliat or Dennis.
All right, well, I'm new, science department, only 2 years in, so Mrs. Sykes is amazing. She's department head. She drops anything she's doing, you know, she'll help me. She checks in all the time, so, I mean, she's awesome.
I'm gonna have to say Mrs. R.
How come?
She's helped me through all my tough times in high school, you know. She's the reason I'm passing right now.
Well, Miss R, Miss Arnitz. Miss R and Miss Arnitz. They're the best teachers out here. They help a lot. They helped me a lot when I was first here. And then Miss Arnitz is just the best. She's so fun.
I would say Stash Merit.
Mr. Gataya, just because he truly appreciates us as people and cares about what we do outside of school.
I agree.
I appreciate Mrs. Arcangeli.
Miss Cook. She's really nice and awesome.
I appreciate Miss Santella because she's the other Anna teacher with me, and she has come in and made this job just wonderful and a great person to work with this year. And Mr. Coughlin.
Mr. Stock. How come?
Because of how fun and how funny he is.
Mr. Kurnath.
How come?
Because Kurnath actually teaches and he's like really cool.
Either Utz or Kataya.
Missed out.
¿Cuál es tu persona que tú aprecias más con que tú trabajas?
Bueno, hay varias personas en el área. Tengo a Dan, mi compañero que está ahí al lado. Tengo a Brian Parker, mi supervisor, Ana. Hay un grupo de empleados que trabajamos unidos aquí.
Gracias.
Mr. Cav. He's just a really nice guy.
I don't know if I just have one teacher that I appreciate, but who I really appreciate on the daily is my whole department.
Well, I have to say that I appreciate my PE department and the health department. They're obviously fabulous, and I love them all, and they're a lot of fun. But I also love this hallway. These women and Mr. Bertram have been like the best and so welcoming to me here. So I'm very grateful.
It's really hard to narrow it down because I have so many favorites in this building. But I would have to say my two closest buddies are Mrs. Westbrook and Mrs. Bryan. Mrs. Bryan suffers through lunch duty with me daily, and Mrs. Westbrook is so awesome to bounce ideas off of and to get great book recommendations. But I love all the teachers here.
Well, I would never be able to make it through a single week without my entire foreign language department. So I would say everyone down in this wing really means a lot to me, and they're very supportive, and we all really are like one big family.
My favorite teacher is obviously Mr. Forrest.
Mr. Coughlin.
Ms. Dunbar.
Miss Cook.
How come?
She's so kind.
Miss Hospalson, she's the nicest.
Mr. Arnold, because he's always been there for me, like through my ups and downs.
Miss Schluter and Miss Sarah, because they do everything in Global 9 with me.
Well, my favorite teacher is Miss Schluter because she's cool and kind and she helped me a lot.
Mr. Forrest easily.
How come?
She's amazing and he makes everyone feel loved.
Appreciate Mr. Musk the most because he just seems to get me the most.
Miss Andy for right.
How come?
Because she helps me with all my work and she's really helpful with all the kids in the class.
I'm thankful for Mr. Denner because he's been there since the first day he's met me, and I always know I have a safe place down in this art wing.
Well, honestly, our entire staff is absolutely phenomenal, so I appreciate them all the most.
Mr. Arnold.
How come?
He's like me. He is very pro student. He is very funny and very talented, and he's a really nice guy.
What teacher do you appreciate the most?
Every single one of them. Can't pick one over another. Need them all. All important.
Not even Miss Siesto? And Victor, that wraps it up. Oh, and by the way, who's your favorite teacher?
I'd have to go with Mrs. Schluter. She's just a great person to talk to, you know, warm-hearted, and I know she's going to be always there for me whenever I need her. How about you, Nick?
I would have to say my favorite teacher, the teacher I appreciate the most, would be Mr. Coughlin. He's so inspirational as well as informative. Every conversation, you're just learning something new. And that wraps it up. We'll see you later, Victor.